Hey guys, meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you get notified when my latest forecasts come out. All right, let me set the table for the next 7, 8, 9 days. Here's what I'm looking at. So initially, the pattern will favor the Pacific Northwest, BC, northern tier into 327 with a large storm system. Then a piece of that's going to break off and roll down through a lot of Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Colorado, 328, 29, and 30 with snow accumulation. Now, looking into the first week of April, it could be active for a lot of the West. There's the possibility that we could bring the storm track back down to the south through California, and then a lot of the interior will get hit if that pattern reestablishes itself through Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, Colorado. So that's what I'm looking at in this forecast. Let me show you how this looks graphically. This is water vapor satellite imagery. So on this and the low levels, the oranges and the reds are going to be your drier air. The moistures and the whites and the blues. First thing I'm going to mark is this high pressure that has established itself across a lot of California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona. Eventually that's going to break down, but it's still there, at least in the early part of this forecast. Big storm system up here. This is the one that's going to roll through a lot of the Pacific Northwest. A piece of it will break off and come down and help to kind of crush this high pressure, and it will roll through Utah, like I said, Wyoming, Idaho, and Colorado, 328, 29, and 30. And then there's another storm system behind that. So those are the key players in this forecast. My snow timeline looks like this. If you were to say one of the best odds of snow, of powder days, it's these dates right here. Big Sky, the Wasatch, Tetons, Colorado, interior BC, the Pacific Northwest, Tahoe, and the Northeast. I won't go through all these, but just as an example, in the Wasatch, you have heavy snow accumulation coming 328 into 329, and then heavy snow accumulation afternoon, evening 331, all the way through 42. In Colorado, you've got light snow late 28 into 29, moderate 330, heavy on 331, and then heavy again 4243. That assumes that pattern then starts to dip back down to the south and nail California, and that sends all that moisture in through Utah and Colorado. In the Northeast, it's going to be kind of a tough spring-like forecast. There might be some snow at the very highest of elevations, 329 and 331, and there could be heavy precip, but I think it's going to mix with rain at a lot of ski areas. So that's my worry for two different storm systems. Here's another way of looking at this. It's my spider chart, odds of best snow, more purple, higher on the web, better new snow. So that's a lot of the Wasatch. That's the Tetons. That's Montana. That's Idaho. That's the Pacific Northwest and parts of BC as well. And then to some degree, that's parts of Colorado, especially the central and northern mountains and Tahoe up to Shasta. So all those areas would be better, higher on this spider chart. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, let me show you what the jet stream here is going to look like. So on this particular map, what we're looking at here are the jet winds, the winds up at about 30,000 feet. And so the brighter colors are the stronger winds. I'm looking for the brighter colors, but I'm also looking for the dips and the ripples. And I'll point those out in the jet. Those are the storm systems. So we'll start this early on Thursday, March 27th. You can see the remnants of the big high pressure, the arcing to the north of the jet over a lot of Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona. Moving this ahead, here comes our storm system. That's a big storm hitting the Pacific Northwest. You can see the big dip in the jet. Here we are early on Friday, March 28th. A little piece of that breaks off late Friday through this is early Saturday, cruises through a lot of Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, and it spins up across the eastern plains of Colorado late Saturday into early Sunday. We could see some snow across parts of the plains of Colorado, maybe even Denver, maybe the foothills, maybe out over the eastern plains. And that may not be it. Look to the west. There's another little kicker storm system right there that comes in. There we are midday on Sunday. And then that moves out, becomes a storm system for the plains. Here we are midday on Monday, March 31st. Now look at the jet kind of west to east. First week of April, we might be able to reestablish this pattern and bring in extra moisture in a couple of storm systems to the west coast and then into the interior. We'll see. All right, here we go early on Wednesday, April 2nd. And here comes the storm system. Look at the storm hitting the west coast right there. This is Thursday, midday, April 3rd. All right, let's talk about snow accumulation over time. So on this forecast, your light blues are your light accumulations. The greens are going to be 3 to 6, and the yellows are going to be 6 plus, reds 10 plus. So we'll start this out early on Thursday, March 27th. Not a lot happening unless you're up in BC. Pacific Northwest. All right, here's early Friday, March 28th. A little bit of snow sneaking through the interior. This is early Saturday, March 29th. Storm system coming through. You can see a little bit of snow for Idaho, Utah, Colorado, Montana, Wyoming. Late Saturday. Here's early Sunday, March 30th. Wave moving through. Another wave hitting California, and that moves into the interior. A lot of this action, though, it appears to be focusing in the Pacific Northwest. All right, here's early Tuesday, April 1st. A little bit of snow moving through the interior Rockies. Here's early Wednesday, April 2nd. Pretty good snow for California. Here we go on early Thursday, April 3rd. Snow for a lot of California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming. All right, my numbers look like this. So 327 through 331. Total snow accumulation 8 to 16 inches in the Wasatch, 10 to 12 up there in the Tetons. In central to northern mountains of Colorado get the most snow in Colorado with 4 to 10 inches, less in the southern mountains, and barely anything for northern New Mexico. It's been a rough time down there. Very warm, very windy, very dry. In California, most of the accumulations Tahoe up towards Shasta, with less, quite a bit less down at Mammoth through 331. In the Pacific Northwest, 1 to 2 feet. Looking at about 10 to 14 up in Idaho, Montana, lots of 10s. Interior BC, 8 to 12. Potentially 8 to 9 through Sunshine and also up to Marmot Basin. Now, up in the Northeast, now again, my worry is that I do have accumulation here, but some of it's going to be mixing with rain at a lot of the ski areas. So 4 to 8 inches of accumulation will probably do it for a lot of upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, again, through 331. All right, guys, we're going to end on the big Western map here, and we've still got some snow to be had. April can be a great month, which is just down the road. So, while we've got some warmer temps and high pressure now, doesn't mean that the pattern can't shift back and become very active, and it might. So there you go. Those are the numbers through 331. I appreciate you tuning in here to this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. Take care and have a great day.